Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Kakadash. This is Matazah coming at you with another lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who are doing this work with 100% truth and accuracy, with all sincerity. Peace and blessings to the whole select out there who are doing this work with all sincerity. To you all, I like to say Shalom. Romans 9:13. And it reads, "As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." This filthy man, this proud cave dweller, this man with all the hatred in his heart, that loves raw meat, who hates to shower and bathe, who brings filth in the world, causes many diseases, hates the practices, of being clean, being sober, because most of the time when this man he on crash out mode, he's either high or drunk. He can't take hardships, and when he in hardship, he becomes a big ass baby, a childish man, a man child, and he wants to take down any and everything around him if he can't get his way. Yeah, we're going into the man of uncleanliness, one marked by Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, the one with leprosy, the pale skin one. I can go on and on about this man, but this man, he's filth, and he passes his filth to everybody. But there are people in this world who thinks he's a god. He himself thinks he's a god, and he's not. Now, why did I go into this topic? Because I ran into a video that shows how a prime example of this man being filthy. And this man has parasites in his body. He's actually a parasite himself, but he has parasites in his body. He gets things that Israelites don't get. Hebrew Israelites don't get. And one of them is lice. Yes, lice. Hebrew Israelites don't get them. Only way a Hebrew Israelite will get a lice is if they wear something that somebody has lice. But these people, they get them. They just get them. They get infested with them. Now, before I begin, I'd say fair use, fair use, fair use. Any and all content used in this video is for educational purposes. It's not for monetary purposes. It's for educational purposes. Yeah, we don't get lice. Might have some dandruff. You know, a dry scalp. But our stuff be old. We our scalp, you know, it can be clean, unclean, but at the end of the day, we don't get these creatures in our head. We don't get stuff in our head like that. It's ugh. Stuff I seen in this video I'm about to show is just ugh. I'm about to show y'all.
Oh no, this is something nobody wants to do.
And I'm not going to go through the whole video. You guys are going to have to watch it yourself. I'm going to show a bit of it though. And it's a point in this video that a man made about Esau, and I want to actually hit on. I want you guys to hear.
What?
Yes, I have lice in my hair, and I want to keep them because they are friends.
White people. Oh, I was recently asked this question as to whether white people have more parasites.
This man right here, wait, it's gonna be a little bit later.
And if that drives things like racism and violence and intolerance towards non-white people.
Before and after Mega Infestation Edition. Bye bye lice. They were drinking blood out of her forehead. Look at this lice party. No social distancing in here.
And the answer to both of those questions is yes. One of the driving factors for this is the lack of melanin. Melanin is one of the most important aspects of the immune system. It's anti-parasitic, it's antioxidant, and it's also metal chelating, as well as it's a semiconductor for energy.
500 in jewelry, chain was magic, never had it in public, late reactions.
Y'all want to know one of the most wildest thoughts I had as a kid that I was concrete certain of up until, like, high school? I thought lice was just what white people would call their dandruff.
Motherfucker always want to talk about the white privilege, but nobody wants to talk about the white disadvantage. I had a family build on top of my head. I can't even make a family, and lice made a family on my head. Nobody admits anything they've done. What do you want me to do?
When I was in like third grade, I was in after school, and one of the after school teachers was talking about lice, and I asked her, why do white people only get lice? And she said that the reason white people get lice is because lice like clean hair, and because white people wash their hair more, they get lice because their hair is cleaner. I was in third grade. I was literally 8, maybe 9.
Hygiene is cultural.
I don't wash my legs in the shower. I don't know why my legs would be dirty.
Hello everybody. I first of all want to apologize if this video is giving to go on again and see
my other thought,
videos from Caucasian friends. They want to keep it because it's friends.
is 13 and she had gorgeous long hair. I just didn't want to take that away from her. Anyways, as you can see, these lice are just having an absolute rave in her hair. They have just completely taken control of her, and you can see they're all falling in her jacket and all over her. So I'm combing through her lovely long hair and scooping out just massive wads of lice. Slowly, it was a really painful process for her, but she was such a superstar. And when I say there were a lot, I mean there is seriously a lot on the floor. They got in my shoes. I was kind of upset about that. They're getting a super big clean after this, and this is one of the baby wipes.
I was recently asked this question as to whether white people have more parasites, and if that drives things like racism and violence and intolerance towards non-white people. And the answer to both of those questions.
Now, this is the part I want to get at about this man. Now, what I was talking about, like something I want to show you, and this is what he's saying basically.
Is yes. One of the driving factors for this is the lack of melanin. Melanin is one of the most important aspects of the immune system. It's anti-parasitic, it's antioxidant, and it's also metal chelating, as well as it's a semiconductor for energy. It's the most fundamentally important molecule in all of biology. Without this natural barrier against parasites and the reduction of sun exposure, which further increases and cleanses the body of parasites, white people have developed extremely high parasite loads. And this goes all the way back to Roman Empire. You can take a look at their hygiene practices, medieval Europe, the Renaissance, and finally through colonization. So these two factors, a higher susceptibility to parasites, as well as hundreds of years, generation after generation of cultivating high parasite loads, has caused white people to be naturally more parasitized. High parasite stress is found to do two things in the domain of psychosocial studies. It leads to hyperindividuality and hyperaggression. This is true for any social species of animal throughout the entire world. We'll use ants as an example. If an ant colony is infected with a tapeworm, the infected ants will subtly, because of the tapeworm, release a pheromone that conditions the entire colony to have that hyperindividuality and hyperaggression. It makes the ants lazy and sluggish it also makes them extremely defensive. They'll start to attack their neighbors preemptively, fearing that there will be some kind of attack against them, so they lash out. There's a notable reduction in teamwork. They no longer serve the queen, but serve the interests of the infected few ants. And all of this is so that the infected ants have a stronger chance of survival, so that the tapeworm can complete its life cycle, which in this example, it wants to be eaten by a bird. So if we were to take a look at humans in the course of history, we take a look at white people from that perspective of biology, we're going to see them as an invasive species. We're going to see white people as aggressively colonizing, as well as hyper-individualistic. They lack teamwork, except the only time you'll really see strong teamwork is when they come to the defense of a guilty member who is being accused or found guilty of some kind of crime. White people will come into the defense of community only when there's a threat to their whiteness, to that supremacy or superiority. When white people commit a crime, they are protected, their identity is protected, and usually the narrative is spun so that they come out as a hero. But all you have to do is trace the tracks of history. During colonialization, the reason why sickness was so widespread in native nations was because the hygiene practices, the culture, conditions, the microbial culture, and vice versa. Well, that had gone into such a high parasite load that the colonizers devastated the ecosystem of native microbiomes. Basically, their immune systems weren't prepared for the sheer amount of evolved parasites that white people had conditioned and lived with and become accustomed to. White people had been living in filth for hundreds of years and so became carriers of disease. But it does more than that. When we take a look at ants, and we can see that parasites influence pheromones.
That's what I really wanted to get at. The part he talking about these people, they lived in filth and disease, and they brought it over here to the Northern Kingdom, who are already over here. If Columbus and his crew didn't come over here and did what they did, there wouldn't be no disease or anything over here. There wouldn't be no mice. There wouldn't be no roaches. There wouldn't be no chlamydia, none of that over here. This man is filth. He's profane. He's disgusting. And everywhere they go, they carry these diseases. And it's filth. They ways, they ideologies, they it's all filth. Columbus and his crew gave the Native Americans all types of diseases, smallpox, all that. That stuff wasn't over here when the Northern Kingdom was over here. They were over here clean. It took care of this land. Then Esau came over here and caused all types of mayhem and corruption. This man, these people used to live in a cave. They're cave dwellers. They were pushed into the caves by our people. And they became beasts, filthy people. Just the stuff you seen in that video just makes your skin crawl. I was kind of scratching over here like, bruh. Here's a little proof that they were in the because even the Lord mentioning Jeremiah 49 and Obadiah. And here it is right here. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart. I'm just going straight to the point. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's Obadiah 1. You go to Jeremiah 49. And it say it's a similar thing in it. Here we go right here. Jeremiah 49:16. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest made thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh. These people, they were once in a cave. They did whatever. They was just filth. And they weren't taught how to bathe. They weren't taught cleanliness until they brought down our people. And until the Lord allowed them to take down our people. This man was just nasty. Our people taught this man how to use water, how to bathe. This man he thought water was a bad thing to put. These people are just nasty, bro. I mean, we work around these people. It's like 50-50 running into these people. You either gonna smell them very stank, or they're gonna be okay. It's like a Russian roulette with these people when you're around them, especially when the heat is out. You're gonna either it's very serious stank or okay. And you would think people, and it'd be like the normal looking ones, like, okay, they look okay. And then you can dare them like, oh shit. And don't go near the Hunchback of Notre Dame looking ones, bruh. Those be the ones you don't even have to get close to them. You can smell them a mile away. But yeah, these people, they're just, I don't even have words. Like the video showed you proof that these people, they filthy. They don't clean their food. They don't wash their hands when they come. I've seen this plenty of times. These motherfuckers, they go in the bathroom, they do whatever, they go straight out. They don't wash their hands or nothing. It makes me, when I go into public bathrooms or bathrooms shared by public, I do not like touching doorknobs. I don't like touching really anything. If I see a particular people touching it, it disgusts me. I'm like, oh man, do I have to touch that? Man. But yeah, these people, they talk about us so heavy, but they are the worst of the worst. I'm gonna close out on this next scripture because I just wanted to bring that out. Like, these people, they are base, man. They are the lowest of the low. They are filth. Hebrews 12:16, and it reads, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears." This man sold his birthright for raw meat. For raw meat. Until this day, they still prefer raw meat. They prefer eating medium rare to rare meat. Low key. They will eat raw meat. They won't cook their stuff, they'll just eat it. I done seen videos of them eating raw chicken out the pack, unwashed, crunching. And these people, you heard what the man said. They go in defense mode. They don't work together, but they'll work together to fuck you up, Jake. They'll work together to put blame on you, to get you killed, to be jealous of you, to make sure you down bad. They'll work together on that. These people are filth. They're haters. They're the lowest of the low. And you can single them out. We have Israelites Hebrew Israelites among them that look like them. But you can zero out Edomite. You can zero out a member of Esau or a member of Edom, because they don't act like us. The ones that act like us, that look like them, you can tell. But the ones that's not, you can tell, because they have particular behavior and a particular mindset. But anyway, with that, I like to say, call Halayim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. Don't share hats with Esau, Jake. I repeat, do not share hats or clothing with Esau. It's not gonna be for your good health. To you all, I like to say Shalom.